fucking psycho. Oh, shit, I'm hyped. All right.
This
Listen,
episode
Thurman.
here.
This was a fucking surprisingly deep episode.
Bro,
Fuck.
character development all around.
Hella
Reagan.
character development. Also, as I know that you read the webcomic, I got the vibe this episode that like it was like 3 different chapters like stitched together, because it was just so like, first we're dealing with this, then we're dealing with this, and which is okay, but like it was just funny how like things move so quickly. I was shocked at how many things happened in this episode.
Oh yeah, it's a matter of fact. Actually, I remember majority of the stuff in this chapter. I'm really happy that they animated the part where Mob is getting like picked on by the high schoolers, and then like like people showing up. I fucking love that shit,
That
bro.
was so funny, bro. He just took off his fucking pants and shit. Like, I was like, Mob wouldn't do that. And I was like, oh, it's his brother. I gotta say though,
So, bro,
the fitness
I
club.
like that shit.
I'm really happy about the fitness club, bro. Like, they really have his back. And they when they just started nudging into the dude, like,
It's just it really speaks to me while I look at my Mob Psycho 100 poster scroll right here. It's beautiful. The thing I like about it so much is the fact that it just shows how much he's grown. Mob literally had no friends at the start.
Mm-hmm.
No friends. His brother was scared of him. To now to where he has a fucking ghost fighting for him, and then he's like, "Don't worry, Diplo, I got this." And then his brother comes in, almost chokes the dude. He's like, "No more,
It's
no worries,
sweet.
bro, it's good." And then his fucking club members just come in.
Yo, his club members got him. He's like, yo, the fuck? They're doing that, like, chest stuck out, like, huh? You got a problem, bitch? Huh?
Bro, it's just fucking hilarious to
I
me.
love,
like,
too, that they're just like, Mob, just kick his ass next time, please. And I'm like, hell yeah.
bro, it just shows that Mob is growing as a character. Like this whole episode is great. I don't think people realize just how great this episode is for character growth.
Okay, so
Because
I do
it's
want to
showing.
talk about, because like Reagan brings something up, and I love this about him, where Reagan kept noticing throughout the episode, it's like, wow, he keeps voicing his own opinion a lot. And I think Reagan's having an interesting, like, introspection moment here, because I think, like, when Reagan mentioned that, I remembered that, like, Reagan started out as that sleazy guy that was like, because let's be honest here, Reagan saw a kid who had this insane power, who was a very, very manipulatable. Like, this is a kid who wants to please people around him and really doesn't have any opinions or drive of his own. So Reagan, of course, sees him, and it's a gold mine. And let's be honest here, he was 100% abusing this kid. He was not in the sense that you think, like he wasn't beating the shit out of him, but like he wasn't paying him what he deserved, and he was lying to him. But like, as you see this go on, like you can tell that was the original thing that he did, because like Reagan has moments in this episode where he's like, oh, he's strangely noting his opinion more than usual. And I think you can tell that began as a concern about like how the job would go, but then it kind of like turned into, I actually am worried about how he feels. And I like that the introspection with Reagan when Mob is confronting that family of spirits that just wants to live there peacefully. And at first he says, well, the customer's always right, we got to do this. But then he starts thinking, but I can't do that to Mob. I can't make him do something like that. And you can tell he legitimately cares, and it like freaks him out to even think of making Mob do something like that. And then of course, at first, even though he thought that they wouldn't have time for Soba, he's like, no, I'm going to make time to give this kid Soba, almost acting like a father figure to him and giving him that love that he really deserves. And I just love too, like the scene as well, where in order to like they kind of wanted to like check and make sure that they wouldn't turn into an evil spirit. The fact that Dimple tried to provoke. At first I thought Dimple was going rogue. I was like, Dimple, what the fuck? But like, I liked what he was doing there, because he was basically trying to prove like, okay, like, are they dangerous or not? But like, just the amount of like, and I could be wrong, but like, I don't think they were playing any music during that scene. I think it was just total silence and their voices, and just Mob struggling of what to do in that scenario. And the end lesson there being, he sees spirits and humans as equals. And that was built up perfectly in the beginning, with Mob being like, why is she okay with it now that it's a dude? But when she thought it was a spirit, she was terrified. He truly didn't get that. And what Reagan finally understood about Mob that blew his fucking mind was this kid sees the world differently than all of us. This kid sees the world on a whole different plane, a whole different dimension. He sees what none of us can see. And it completely changes his perspective on life and the universe. And that can do things to someone. That can make them out of touch with reality. It actually reminds me of one of my favorite Doctor Who episodes where there's a really good scene where the Doctor travels literally like he's collecting like samples of something. And he's traveling in time from like BC times to the end of the earth. Literally just like, okay, I'm in whatever BC. Now I'm in like, 2000 BC. Now I'm in 1000 BC. Now I'm in like the year 2000, 3000, 4000. He just like goes in intervals of like a couple thousand until he gets to the end of the earth because he's like collecting samples as it goes on. And his companion's sitting there and she's just witnessed the entire fucking cycle of earth happen in like the blink of an eye. And she's just like, we must all be fossils to you. Like, we're all, to you, not everyone is dead, but also everyone is alive. Because to you, time is meaningless. You can travel from A to B and it means nothing to you. So to you, not only are we all corpses, but anyone you want ever is alive. So life and death has no meaning to you. And that changes the perspective of the Doctor's view on life. Just as being able to see spirits and communicate with spirits changes Mob's perspective on life. And this immediately made me think of Ichigo Kurosaki and how you do it right and how you do it wrong. Mob actually went into a point where I didn't even consider how it would change your entire perspective and viewpoint on the world around you. Ichigo could see ghosts. That was a big thing, how he can see ghosts. But Kubo never delved into it like One is delving into it here, where it like legitimately would change your perspective on the world and life around you. And I think that it was done marvelously here. And it just shows how far you can go into the psychological effects of something like this in a character.
Yeah. Just like I said, One is perfect for creating powerful characters and getting into their mindset. Because, I mean, Mob, this entire chapter this entire chapter we saw a different Mob. Like, first time.
Yeah. Like, he was so concerned and thoughtful and voicing his own opinions and scared and, yeah.
He was showing more emotion, something that he always wanted to do. You can see a change in Mob. I'm really happy that season 2 is kind of showing this change that the manga is showing, is that Mob is starting to grow, starting to gain what he wants, starting to voice his opinion, starting to become an individual that just doesn't live life by how it's supposed to be lived. He's trying to better himself. He's trying to not just rely on his telekinesis. And even at a young age, to where he's always seen the supernatural, that's a part of his life. Supernatural is a part of his life. So he cares for the supernatural even more so than humans. They both.
It seemed to imply that he cared for them equally.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He sees, he knows the best of both worlds, so he cares for both worlds. So he considers the lives of supernatural beings even the same as humans. So Reagan didn't really realize that. Reagan just thought that, he was just exercising spirits. I mean, nothing. He realized, shit, Mob has had these powers since birth. He's been around the supernatural being since birth. So to him, some fucking ghost flying on the street is no different than some old man.
It's just as normal as a dude walking down. Yeah.
It's just like some old man just walking to his home with a cane. Like it's the same thing. So
God, I love that.
To other people, it's like, goes but Mom's just like, hey, what's up? Random ghost number 35. How you doing?
It's new. It's scary like, to other people.
Yeah. But Mom
like that woman, right? Which, by the way, I do got to bring up. Again, like just like how we talked about last week with them really like making the supernatural interesting and like different. To use an out of body experience to perv on a girl. That's very interesting. Like, because he noticed immediately this is a normal human, and I was like, okay, well, how's the human doing that? An out of body experience, which is something that you hear about in our world a lot, but in the Mob Psycho world, it's literally personified as he's using an out of body experience, and that personifies itself physically as something Mob can see, and that was just interesting.
Yeah, because at first I was like, okay, is that because I was confused at first. I don't remember that part in the manga because my memory is kind of sucks.
I mean, I'm
But
sure they're just like weirdly paced. Some of them are in the beginning, some of them are more towards the end, stuff like that.
yeah, so when he did that, I was like, oh, okay. So then you can see through the window, blah blah blah. So I think it's funny how Reagan is just Reagan is just going. He does the thing where he bings the doorbell. It's like,
Yeah. Do you want to talk about best boy fucking Reagan over here when he just chucks salt at those douchebag high school kids? Oh, it's just like they're like, oh. Reagan's like, that was a Reagan be gone thought right there.
bro, I like Reagan is such a great character. Like the first time, like the second time, he was like he let it slide that they didn't pay for money and shit like that. Right? The second time he was
fool
like,
me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, get fucked.
yeah, right. So it's just like how it feels. It feels nice that Reagan, because I bet you a bunch of people are probably like, oh, Reagan's a scumbag. He's gonna make Mob do this, and that. But no, Reagan actually a good character. Reagan's actually a good dude. He may be a con artist because people are idiots, but he actually has more.
He definitely started off a little bit more scummy than he is now. Like, I mean, it's clear, like, Reagan's an interesting, like, middle ground character because he's still clearly using Mob. Like, let's not forget this. He is using a middle schooler, paying him significantly less to make a business off of something he has no skill in, but he noticed that Mob had skill in. Now, like, so yeah, there is an aspect of Reagan that is douchey. But Reagan, he's being very human, and it's a very human character trait to kind of play the middle ground, right? Where I'm sure we've all had moments in our lives where we've done something douchey, but we kind of like, we live with ourselves, we can sleep at night because we aren't as douchey as we could be. It's like, well, okay, I'm trying to think of a good example, like, you know what, like I've had it where like I'm throwing garbage away and I like miss the garbage can and there's like a bunch of fucking, like just yesterday at work there was a bunch of trash and it like spilled everywhere and I was like fuck, and I wanted to just walk away and leave it, but I was like no, okay, so I went down and picked up as much as I could, but there was some that I couldn't reach and I was like, I'm not gonna get a fucking broom and get the rest of that, but I picked up half of it, so I feel moderately okay with myself, right? That's kind of what Reagan's doing here. Like he's got to know in his head he's still exploiting this kid for a business and monetary gain, but he at the same time he cares about him, and he slowly is finding himself caring more and more about him. But that's not stopping him from. It's not like he's shutting down his business. It's not like he's going full and saying this is wrong. What I'm doing is wrong. I'm exploiting this kid's power. He's kind of trying to play both sides here. He's like being nice to him, but still exploiting him.
Honestly, I don't see it like that anymore. I'm not going to spoil anything from the manga, but
I'm sure it'll get to that. But I think at this current point now, it's still there. You can't ignore all the shit because again, he's still doing that. Like it's not like they're just friends, dude. Like he's still working a middle schooler, and to me that makes his character more interesting. His character would be significantly less interesting to me if you were to tell me no, he's just like perfectly good and he just loves Mob. His character is way more interesting to me because of the fact that he's like still kind of a douchebag. He would be way less interesting if he was just a good guy.
So like Rick Sanchez, basically.
Yes, like it would be such a disappointment to me if he was just purely good. I think it's way better that he's like half a douchebag still. That makes him so much more human. I
just feel like Reagan is the type of character that Mob needed in his life.
Definitely. Reagan loves Mob, clearly, but you can't honestly believe that he's like fully good. If Reagan was like fully 100% good, he'd be like, you know what? I gotta come clean, Mob. I'm not really I can't be your master. I really don't know much about psychic stuff. I was just using you for business. But now that I see that you're like you're a genuine like good kid, and I can't keep manipulating you like this, that would be the 100% good thing to do. Reagan is doing a 50% good thing by treating him well, but not fully closing off his business either. That's what makes Reagan such an interesting character, because that's a very human thing to do. To be good, but not fully give up on what you want to do.
Yeah, you're right. That's good. It's definitely a human trait.
By the way, I'm not forgetting, we are still cosplaying Mob and Reagan at next year's Comic-Con, by the way.
Bro, you're telling me. You think I've forgotten that shit? Oh, hell no.
Oh, I'm so ready, bro. I can't wait to be. Every time I see Reagan doing some shit, I'm like, I can't wait to be this fucking guy. I cannot wait to be Reagan.
bro, I need to fucking. Oh, should I get a wig for my hair? So it's
I
black.
don't remember what Mob's hair looks like. Are you able to grow hair like that, or is that not a thing you can do?
No,
I'm just like, how do I ask this without coming off bad? Is it like, I'm just gonna cut this out if this is racist. Like being black, can your hair be like that?
I mean,
Because I know some people like just can't, and I'm probably definitely gonna cut that out.
it wasn't racist.
But like, I'm scared.
I know SJW is high.
I'm just trying to remember if your hair is like super frizzy or not.
No, it's frizzy, but like if when it grows out, I can grow it out. But I'm saying if I could do like the meme style, like the bar was like, "What you want?" I'm like, "Hey, give me the haircut from Mob Psycho." He said, "Say no more, fam." Like, like I don't know.
Say no more, fam. Just get. It's just a bowl cut, dude.
Really? Oh, I don't know. Maybe my sister probably.
Do you not know what a bowl cut is? Like that's literally what that is.
I'm not very adamant on hairstyles.
So a bowl cut, it's named because basically like moms that have like I never had to experience this because my mom is legitimately actually a professional hairstylist. But like it was named after moms who would basically put a bowl on their children's head and use that as like the line to where to cut the hair. And like so it was like moms that don't know how to cut their children's hair, but they would like that's
bro, I can just pay your mom. I can just pay your mom to make my hair like that.
Well, yeah, but you have to grow it out still, though. Like she can't magically make it grow.
That's fine, but I'm saying I could pay your mom. Your mom would be.
This is what came up when I googled bowl cut. So I mean that's kind of what Mob has, isn't it?
Your mom will be the black barber in the meme. If you're like, hey,
say no more, fam.
Say no more, fam.
I'm gonna record a video for doing that. I'm gonna be like, all right, and then say fam. Thurman, look on Facebook and look at the bowl cut I sent you and tell me that doesn't look like Mob's hair. It's the first picture that came up when I looked up bowl cut. Tell me that's not Mob's hair.
Oh yeah, it definitely is Mob hair. Yeah. Bro, that is insane.
Yeah, he's got a bowl cut. And then I'm gonna have to re-blonde myself, and I'm just gonna get myself a suit. I'm gonna carry around a hell of a lot of salt.
Yeah,
bro, I'm gonna go up to the fucking food stand and just get a bunch of salt packets. I'm gonna need these. Down, 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 down. Like, Mob, look, free salt.
Bro, I should probably do what the Ghostbusters guy did. Just fucking bring like a boombox and play the Mob Psycho theme on repeat.
Oh my god! Like, and you know that thing that like Reagan does, where he like wiggles his hand around, like to like be all cool. I'm gonna do that so much. Like, bro, if you ask me a question or something, I'm gonna turn around and just be like, "Mob, how could you ask that, fool?"
Yo, that
my
shit.
Idiotic pupil.
I love it.
And any picture that we get, by the way, you have to look like super deadpan and bored, and then I have to be like doing like an epic, extravagant, like glasses adjust.
I can see it.
You gotta look bored as fuck. Like, can you channel your bored as fuck?
I'd have to, man. I'd have to.
You gotta be like, Master, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, I can't wait, bro. So, any more to talk about in this episode specifically? In your mind?
It was a good episode all around. It's just great. It warms my heart to see Mob get so much character development. Like every episode, the anime is doing so well.
It's insane, bro. And something I do gotta bring up. This season is way better than season 1 already.
Yeah, I agree.
And what's insane about it is, I gotta be honest with you, season 1 I did not like until like episode 6.
And that was the...
Well, it was the original episode that got me kind of like, okay, maybe I'm interested now, was when he fucked up Dimple, you know, his first explosion. But and you know, so I was like, okay, kind of interesting. And then like it really started getting me interested around the time when he fought the dude that had like the springy coil energy around his arms.
Oh yeah.
That's when I was really getting like, okay, all right. Now, what I'll say is I've tried to get my friends into this show, and I can't do it. Because those first 3 episodes are just so weird and off-putting to people that if they don't have that like drive to continue through, it'll like throw them off, right? Because I will admit, some of those first three episodes of the original season are like, ooh, not the best. Because like it doesn't immediately establish, like, there's not a lot of consistency. Like, I was very confused. Like, it's like, okay, slice of life. Now we're fighting this random spirit in a fucking, motorcycle tunnel, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I will admit, in the first season, This season, episode 1, immediate fucking god tier stuff. Every episode has been god tier, and, like, there's been, like, humor, but, like, all of them it's taking itself a lot more seriously. Doesn't it feel like it's taking itself more seriously now?
Yeah.
And that's not to say that we can't have humor. I love the humor, but it's just, like, the way this episode ended, like, that was, like, ominous. He's like, and Mob thought about his life. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, Mob thinks a lot. The funny part is Reagan got cursed, and he's like, yo, Dimple, help me out, bro.
Suck me off, Dimple.
That's another meme format. Said,
suck my curse off.
It's funny, too, because one of my favorite parts of the first part of the episode was just Dimple's like, spirits don't really have sexual attraction. And then Reagan's like,
he's like, wait, I don't want to talk about this with you.
Same here, man.
Yeah, Reagan's like asking about it, and he's like, wait a minute. No, I don't want to have this conversation.
You gotta respect, you gotta love the semi relationship between Dimple and Reagan. They have it.
Like, Reagan's just a normal dude. I love how he's like a normal dude, but he's like super like caught up in, like, I feel like after his experience at the end of Volume 1, he's just like, now he's like, I'm in this now, man. Like, I fucking slapped away black hole energy balls. I've seen it all.
Because thanks to that energy, he can actually see. Because they said that after the energy, he can see like Dimple now. He can see like low level ghosts apparently.
That's amazing.
So like,
I love it. Also, I straight up thought you said his big dick energy, and I was like, yeah, I mean, he does have it.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I like Dimple and Reagan's relationship because it's a type of relationship that it's just so normal in society, like someone you're not really friends with, but you have like an understanding.
Oh yeah, and I feel like Reagan, at least my headcanon is that, like, in the beginning of volume, or like of season 1, I don't know if Reagan even fully believed in ghosts, like, for a while. Like, I just think that Reagan may have, like, thought, at least before he met Mob. Like, I'm not entirely sure, but I got the vibe that, like, Reagan was like, I don't really know what's going on, but, like, clearly this kid's doing something. But then, like, now that he's, like, he can see Dimple, it's very interesting because Reagan, I get the vibe that, like, now that he can see Dimple, it's like, he slowly but surely, he's becoming the psychic he wants to be. He's becoming more legitimate. You know what I mean? Like, he can actually see this spirit now, and it's kind of cool that, like, he's gone from being total fraud to actually kind of, like, being able to see some spirits. I love that.
Yeah, man. So my final thoughts is this: overall, great episode. Great. What company is doing this?
This is
anime?
Studio Bones. Same people that did My Hero.
Studio Bones is doing an excellent job.
They do My Hero. They did Fullmetal Alchemist. Very good stuff.
They're doing a terrific job with this adaptation, man. I have no complaints whatsoever.
Same. And, like, I can already tell that it's going towards some epic shit. Like, I'm like, oh, like, what was, you know what, there's one more thing I have to talk to you about. That conversation where he's like, would people hate me if I used my power for evil? Would people hate me if I murdered or killed humans with it? Or something? I was like, what the fuck was that conversation about? Like, what, without spoiling it, like, what was your thoughts on that whole self-conversation he had?
So my take on that is essentially, he's getting the vibe of what people look at him, like what people get, like what people care if he went evil, right? If people would react if he essentially decided to, you'll kind of understand what that means this season. But it's one thing I was bringing up too, is that the main reason why I'm happy that Mob has friends that he can rely on now. Because if you think about it, if it wasn't for
definitely go evil,
like if it wasn't for Reagan, if it wasn't for his team, like his club team, wasn't for his little brother, Hell, even
Fitness Club.
Even once for Dimple, you could consider that Mob technically would have went down that evil path.
Yeah.
And
he could very well end up like the people that the evil organization in season 1, you know?
Yeah. And so that's basically what his concern is that if I went down the evil path, if I had the power to, he does, but if I just decided to fucking kill people, do all that shit, would there be people that are stopping? Would people care? Would people get mad at me for that? And this next arc that's coming up will go better.
Exactly, because that conversation he had made me interested. That got me hyped. I was like, the idea of Mob kind of going rogue with the power that he has interests the fuck out of me, especially considering, like, think about being a middle school age child, and I'm not sure if he's like how self-aware he is now. I know in the beginning Reagan would like pretend that he was like way more powerful than him, like, oh, master, you're the master, but like do you think now Mob is like more aware that like is Mob aware of how powerful he really is, do you think?
Yeah,
like fully 100%, because he definitely wasn't in the beginning of the series.
Not 100%, but he knows he has some strengths. He knows he has the ability to do some stuff.
Because like Mob could fucking take over the fucking world, like, easy.
He's because everything you're questioning right now is the next arc. If they do it, it's going to cover all of that.
It's going to do it. And by the way, I'm gonna fucking buy the comics. I'm so excited. I'm gonna buy the comics and read them, like, for sure. I guess I'll just end off by saying, like, imagine being like that age of a kid and like just thinking to yourself, like, in the bath, like he is, you're just thinking to yourself, I could do anything, but like, would that lose me my friends? I have the power to do anything, but like, would that be worth it? Would that be more fulfilling than the friendships and the relationships I have now? That's a deep ass thought. Fucking crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. But anyway, with that,
peace.